have, all the way from CBS's CSI, Eric Szmanda. Come on, Eric.
Woo!
I just want to get this out in the open right away. My letter's not funny, so don't laugh, please. Dear Mr. President, as I am sure you are well aware, you have done a fine job over the last 8 years of using fear to expand your corporate, corrupt empire. But as your reign is coming to an end, you should know that many of us have been onto you. And there is a massive movement building around the world that chooses to dismiss the fear that is being imposed by your administration and other corrupt governments. One of the leaders of this movement is Aung San Suu Kyi, the world's only imprisoned Nobel Prize recipient. She chose to stand up against the cruel military dictatorship of Burma, also known as Myanmar, and was voted president in the nation's first democratic election, only to be silenced by the ruling junta, and has spent the last 11 of the last 15 years under house arrest. She remains a symbol of hope and strength for not only the Burmese people, but for human rights advocates around the world. I would like to share with you, Mr. President, an excerpt from her essay entitled Freedom from Fear, which was first released for publication to commemorate the European Parliament's award to Aung San Suu Kyi of the 1990 Sakharov Prize for Freedom of Thought. And you might want to get your dictionary. It is not power that corrupts, but fear. Fear of losing power corrupts those who wield it, and fear of the scourge of power corrupts those who are subject to it. With so close a relationship between fear and corruption, it is little wonder that in any society where fear is rife, corruption in all forms becomes deeply entrenched. The effort necessary to remain uncorrupted in an environment where fear is an integral part of everyday existence is not immediately apparent to those fortunate enough to live in states governed by the rule of law. Just laws do not merely prevent corruption by meting out impartial punishment to offenders. They also help to create a society in which people can fulfill the basic requirements necessary for the preservation of human dignity without recourse to corrupt practices. Where there are no such laws, the burden of upholding the principles of justice and common decency falls on the ordinary people. It is the cumulative effect on their sustained effort and steady endurance which will change a nation where reason and conscience are warped by fear, into one where legal rules exist to promote man's desire for harmony and justice while restraining the less desirable destructive traits in his nature. In an age where immense technological advances have created lethal weapons which could be and are used by the powerful and the unprincipled to dominate the weak and the helpless, there is a compelling need for a closer relationship between politics and ethics at both the national and international levels. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights of the United Nations proclaims that every individual and every organ of society should strive to promote the basic rights and freedoms to which all human beings, regardless of race, nationality, or religion, are entitled. But as long as there are governments whose authority is founded on coercion rather than on the mandate of the people, and interest groups which place short-term profits above long-term peace and prosperity, concerted international action to protect and promote human rights will remain at best a partially realized struggle. There will continue to be arenas of struggle where victims of oppression have to draw on their own inner resources to defend their inalienable rights as members of the human family. The quintessential revolution is that